Welcome to Conversations Below the Surface, the CBS Podcast Shorts. I am your host, Marcus Gentry, and we hope you enjoy this episode. There's an actual profession that's called storm chasers, and storm chasers actually get as close to storms and hurricanes and tornadoes as they possibly can get safely. And they're observing them, they're gathering data, they're trying to find out the patterns and the behavior of these storms and tornadoes. And they gather this data and they typically bring it to researchers who are trying to gather the information so that they can find better ways to manage storms when they come. And that's a legitimate profession. But I am using the term because there are people who function like storm chasers. And their intention is not to bring the research back for any improvement. They just love to gather information around people who are experiencing a storm in their life. And they come around and they'll ask all the questions and they'll get all the information, and they're not trying to improve anything. They're just draining you of the information and the experience that you have because they seem to thrive on your downfall or the crisis or the storm that you're in. Now, it's important to recognize these storm chasers because they will disguise themselves as comforters and supporters, and they will show up and they'll appear to be very concerned and interested, and they'll want to know all the details and, well, what did he say and what did she do and what happened after that? And did you hear? They'll report to you about storms that's going on in other people's lives. But when you examine them really closely, or I should say pay attention really closely to them, you'll find that they only show up in a storm. So when things are going well and you're making great accomplishments, or you may even choose to reach out to them and let them know, hey, this is going very well, I'm doing good, they seem to not stay around very long because their interest is not in your success. They're not interested in your wins or the wins of anybody else. They are most interested in the storms in people's lives. And they have built their whole life on looking at the disasters of other people. And I want you to be aware of the storm chasers because they can become draining and distract you from people who actually are wanting and willing to help and to try and improve. And it's storm chasers like this that will cause some people to end up putting up a mask and not wanting to tell anybody anything that's going on with them because they've been victimized by, or traumatized, I might say, by some storm chasers, because these storm chasers will get the information and next thing they may have posted something on social media about your situation or somebody else's situation, never the good, always something negative. And the bad part about that is that it can cause you to maybe stop sharing. But it's a reminder we can't share with everybody, but it is good to be able to share some of the things that we may be going through because there more than likely is someone out there who could possibly help us through our storm, through the crisis that we're going through. But it's important to be conscious about who you share what you share with, because the storm chasers are out there, usually wearing a disguise. Thank you for listening to this CBS Podcast Short. If you would like to hear more on this topic, please email me at respect@marcusgentry.com. And don't forget to check back for new episodes.